It's a beautiful day today, Friday, and that's in the month of February 2026. I'm Samuel Olani. Welcome to the program Newspaper Review and Analysis. On today's episode of the program, I'm being joined in the studio by a veteran journalist, and also he is a publisher of Result Times, and that's no other person than Mr. Simon Fakeye. Welcome to the program, sir.
It's my pleasure. Good morning.
All right, so as usual, you're always looking glamorous.
Well, that your description, to some extent, is just a way of saying I remain a Yoruba man.
Forever Yoruba man.
Yeah.
Okay, can I say same for myself?
Yeah, maybe you have, some of our people, our kinsmen who like to dress like this, maybe they have their spouse from that end.
Nigeria Delta.
Yeah.
All right, so before we move straight to the aspect of the newspaper review, let's quickly look at some trending stories and then have a brief discussion on those stories. Just recently, we had the story of the recent appointment of the rector of the institution, and that's Dr. Mukail Aremu Akinde, being appointed as the acting vice-chancellor of the Federal University of Technology, Ilaro. Also, same thing was done to the registrar of the institution, and that's Mrs. Aderonke Babatola. The boss of the institution, also Mr. Akinola, as well as the university, the new university librarian, and that's Dr. Bola Atuloma. And so, as it seems now, the status quo has changed. Officially now, we now have an acting vice chancellor. I want to find out from you, what do you think this new change would help to reflect on the community generally?
Yeah, it's going to have a good deal of impact.
Okay.
Yeah, on the whole, the school environment and the township as a whole is a good thing, because for the community to have, let me put it the way it is, the indigenes at the helms of affairs. Though this, when we're talking of a federal character, yes, is a point to consider. But over the years, indigenes have not been having that privilege of governing the school. So I think by now, the school and the community will be happy, and they are going to be better for it. We have an indigene as the acting VC and the board, the management team. So that tells us that there's continuity to a reasonable extent. So it will be easier to shift or to, transmit from being polytechnic into university. So that change of baton and change of system will be easier. It will be an easier inflow of the whole system, and it is an advantage also for the officials, especially the acting VC. That has added creditably to his
CV.
The CV
Yeah.
of the VC.
Of the VC.
Of the active VC.
The CV of the VC.
And so I was excited, and I'm still feeling that excitement that, yes, a hard-working yesterday rector is now the acting VC. Yeah, the acting VC has been performing in no ramification. Yes, just mention any field of management. Yeah, the acting VC has performed alongside his management team. So it's going to tell volume about the progress in view of the newly established university. Yes, many people, the residents, have been expecting a boom in population of the town, and the resultant effect of such is that there will be a boom also in terms of the local economy. There will be inflow of funds, yes, because the school is going to have, if not triple, of the number of students now.
They used to have.
And by then, sometimes this time next year, everything, the landscape, everything must have changed for better. And talking about the construction, the infrastructural facilities that will be put in place, there will be readily hiring of skilled laborers, skill and unskill from the nearest community. Yes. So this definitely is going to enrich the pulse of the community, the residents in particular. And for the academic community also, it's going to be an advantage, because once the acting VC has been retained, definitely most of the lecturers, non-academic and academic, are going to derive their own benefit from this new thing happening to Ogun West, and in particular Yewa Land. And congratulations to the acting VC, congratulations to his godfather, Dr. Olusegun
Aluko, yes.
Yes, and congratulations to the paramount ruler, Oba Dr. Kehinde Olubenle, who has been, especially in particular, don't let me say congratulations to the senator representing Ogun West, who the acting VC has publicly declared that the brain behind all of this, that he has facilitated it to come to reality. So, and for the students, the Jambite, who will soon become undergraduates, so the pioneer students of the graduates of Federal University of Technology, Ilaro. So, and for some of us, again, and you, I think I say congratulations.
Thank you. Because from FPI TV now, we're having
yes,
from Poly TV.
Yes.
All right. So at this point, I want us to look at a specific aspect of this whole announcement. Before now, we had series of information surrounding who director had been appointed. There was no official communication, but as that I think a day ago, we had an official release from the Public Relations and Protocols Unit. What is the place of people in the aspect of waiting for official announcement before making public declaration?
Well, you've really struck an aspect of my fear in over the previous days. When I read it on Facebook, I was afraid that, hey, is this from the right source? If not, this could be detrimental to the acting VC. So I was a bit of being afraid of what such rumor could cause. Because if it has not been officially announced or approved, hey, the government might decide to withdraw it. So I wasn't happy. I was just praying that this should not happen to the acting VC. We should eventually
wait
have
for
him.
Official announcement.
Yes. So by the time it was officially announced and I saw the official print copy, so I was so elated and said, yeah, now it has come. So I would just admonish or advise our people that we should always wait for official announcements, because government officials are just, you can't predict them. Yes, there are many bureaucratic procedure or protocol that will decide that, oh, no, we can't continue with this because also they are being influenced or not. So for all of these, I think my advice remains that our people should always be mindful of authority in place. We should wait for official approval announcement before we go ahead to disseminate unapproved rumor. Let me put it that way.
All right. Once again, congratulations to the acting Vice Chancellor of the Federal University of Technology, Ilaro, and that is Dr. Soon-to-be Professor.
Yeah. Wow, congratulations.
Mukail Aremu Akinde, FCA, FCTI, ACIS, and also the registrar of the institution, and that's Mrs. Derunke Babatola and Folashade, FCBAN, and as well as the boss of the institution, Dr. Akinola Maruf Abiodun, FCA, and the university librarian. And that's Dr. Atuloma Bola Christie. Away from the story of the footy, and now to a very much more trending issue about the Lent and the Ramadan period. Okay, yeah. Coincident, there's this coincidence about the commencement of both.
Can we call it coincidence?
No, well, not really. I think this is more or less
by our belief and faith. I think we can. It is preferably we say it is ordained It is divinely.
Divinely, spiritually.
Spiritually, you are right. So for us, God has put it that way, well arranged, divinely arranged, that she will occur at the same
time. So,
and that, okay, I'm listening.
So what do you think this teaches us as as human beings in terms of having peaceful coexistence between the two religions, or let me say the three religions?
Yes,
but we still have the
three.
African traditional religion. Exactly.
That is the reality. Except we're just trying
of
to
course.
So, yes, it teaches unity and tolerance. If I'm permitted to quote a community leader in Yewa Land, the Olom of Yewa Land, Chief Ibrahim Dende Gumbo, in his greetings to the Mumins, the devout Muslim, he said they should use it to serve humanity. So these two fasting coming together is telling us, teaching us that we should continue to serve humanity, to appreciate the values that hold us together, that make us proud Nigerians. There's little we can say in terms of being fighting for God or being envious of one religion or the other, because the two fasting now is going simultaneously. Yes. So if I to ask now, then who is right? Whose fasting is going to be approved? Is it the Muslims or the Christians? So this tells us that God is not so quarrel, or how will I put it, the way we human try to defend or fight for him. So we have seen it now that the two are going, as some people will say, pari passu. So we should always be tolerant of each other. Yes, God loves all of us. He created all of us, regardless of our background, regardless of the religion we choose. So this is a lesson for us that we are one. We are one. We remain one Nigeria. We remain one human creation that God wants to serve him in whichever way or medium, by which medium we choose. So it's a good opportunity, I would say, for all of us to move closer to God, to see each other as fellow human beings, and to continue to use every day to serve humanity.
Thank you for that insight straight to the world of the newspaper review and analysis. In our front right here, we have the Punch newspaper. First, the Punch newspaper. There's this story on the front page of the Punch. It says, Tinubu's executive order, federal government, state, local government allocation may increase by 15 trillion naira. President moves to demand oil proceeds directly to Federation account. NNPC, NUPRC, NRS revenues affected. Well, I think this is really a very positive story for states as well as local government. But the question remains: do you think the governors would give this local government chairman and authority the authority to spend or to allocate these funds wisely?
It has been a topical issue because we know that as it stands today, I think we have just only one governor who have disbursed the allocation meant for local government to the local government to be spent directly. And we have about 35 plus FCT who have head on to the allocation. But do we blame them? No. My opinion is that federal governments should make adequate provision legally. Maybe the court should come up with more specific and explicit guidelines to go about it. Why not create a separate account for each local government? So that the money from the federal government will be Minister of Finance will be going straight to that account to be accessible only to the executives of the local government, the chairman, secretary, and treasurer. So as much as the allocation continue to go into the state accounts, there will continue to be problem. That is why I implore the politicians, the presidency, the Minister of Finance to spare Nigerians from all this unnecessary stress of arguing, demanding, agitating for what should not be. So this is not to be a load. Let the whole thing be perfected from the presidency so that there won't be room for the state governors or whatsoever to block or hijack the money. So that is on that aside. Now, I heard you said, I mean, the writer of that story said the NLC, said the NPR, NMPC,
and the
NRC, NPS, that they are going to be affected. Yes, I think it's better they are affected than the whole populace
millions
of Nigerians to be affected. Day in, day out, you read report about an unbelievable trillion of naira being missing, being unaccounted for. So, by the time the whole proceeds from the oil sector or oil selling or whatsoever goes straight into the federation account, I think we'll have relief. So that federal government will know how to plan for all of this. The 30% management fee, the 30% frontier, what do we call it? This rigging, drilling and all of that fund.
Allocation.
Yeah, making up to 60% of the whole amount, whatever proceeds come there. So that money, this PIA bill has indicated that this money should go to those sectors for proper management. But over the years, there have not been transparency and accountability over the disbursement of a whole of 60%. So, and it is the PIA bill that allows executive power to be in place. What I mean is this. The executive power is allowed in Nigerian constitution. PIA bill is allowed. So, for President Tinubu to say that he's using executive power, I think it's still within the law, the provision of the constitution. So it's not acting out of the Nigerian constitution.
Sure.
So for NSC now to say that PIA bill, that executive power is more of violating or trample upon PIB, I think they have to be a little more reasonable. Because what the executive power is trying to do is to ensure that there is accountability and transparency as far as proceeds of oil is concerned. So I will support that presidency should be in charge of that money. Let the management fee be paid by federal government. Let the frontier drilling or whatsoever be handled by federal government. Because over the years, there have been lack of accountability and transparency. Much more so. I think to some extent, for about 3-4 electoral cycle now, we have the president of the country being the minister of petroleum. Am I right?
Yes.
So, by using the executive power to perform his duty, to be in charge, I think it's better for us. All we need to do now is to ensure that we monitor how the money is being allocated to various sectors. It's good for us.
All right, thank you for that insight. Straight to the word of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. CSOs, ADC, Kwankwansia kick over Electoral Act 2026. Flaws in law will undermine electoral integrity, exclude millions of Nigerians, according to the civil society organizations. And also it says, wants INEC to publish revised 2027 election timetable. ADC fault presidential assent, claims actions, hasty, accelerated assent portends dangers of unchecked one-party dominance. That's according to Kwankwansia movement. Do you think the speedy assent by the president to the Electoral Reform Act Bill 2026, do you think this portends danger, to Nigeria's democracy?
As Yoruba would say, ẹrú ni ó pera ẹ̀ lẹ́rú. As in, slave is the one that will call himself slave. Look at this argument. The fast or the speedy assent to the bill now is problem. And for some weeks ago, we've been thrilling with issue of, hey, the electoral reform, the electoral bill is being dragging. The Senate were wasting time to debate it and to send it for assent by the presidency, and all of those things. So now that the electoral bill got speedy assent, is that logical? Election is nearby. The times table is out, and somebody is alleging or accusing federal government for the speedy approval. So this will take us to what is the bone of contention concerning the electoral bill. The whole issue has been about the e-transmission and the manual backup. And the oppositions came around. I mean, during the protest, the agitation was that they don't want manual backup. They want automatic e-transmission. So this is in relation to my earlier adage in Yoruba. Now, before now, the mindset of most Nigerians is that nothing functions in Nigeria. Nothing is working. Network service is not stable. Power supply is not stable. We all know these things. We believe that there's problem. When you transfer money through the POS or the ATM, most of them, the recipient may not get it at the right time because of fault or default in the network service or power supply. These are the same set of people that are now agitating for absolute e-transmission. E-transmission means that a situation where all the polling units, even in my hometown, which is remote, one of the remoted area in the country, where there's no electricity, we don't have electricity. And somebody is now pushing for absolute e-transmission in that area. So I cannot, the people will find it difficult to make phone calls. So how will my people at home be able to have their votes sent immediately or at the right time with no electric power supply, no regular or stable service networks? So we all know this, but because politicians will remain politicians, they just want to create problem just for us in the name of saying they are criticizing government, they are fighting for the need of the masses. No, they are not doing us any good here. So what I think is the issue here is that I don't support this unnecessary argument, because as far as I'm concerned, the National Assembly have done the best. They have approved the use of e-transmission to be backed up by manual in polling units where there is no stable power supply or stable network service. Let there be manual transmission. I think that seals it up. Most of us, in whatever decision we're taking, we always have plan B, alternative plan. That in case this failed, then this will be done. This will be taken advantage of, so that we won't fail in such an endeavor. So for a national issue, for the national issue of electoral process, I think the best thing has been done by the Senate or the National Assembly in the best interest of the Nigerian masses, that there should be provision. Should service, network service fail or power failure, there was power failure.
All right, thank you for that wonderful insight regarding the Electoral Act Reform Bill 2026. Away from the Nigerian Tribune newspaper to the world of the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian newspaper has a story that says, finally, Rivers Assembly suspends impeachment proceedings against Fubara deputy. I saw a video online where Fubara was saying, oh, I think it was dedicating an award he won.
Yeah.
And it was like, my Oga, were you not for him? You know, I just laughed. I burst into laughter. What is your take on this?
It is expected, my dear brother. It is expected. What do you expect? I'm happy for him that...
I think he's beginning to play his cards well now.
Yes. He's learned his lesson. He said he's been weak to project the state better. My people will say, "Ino ile lehoro ma yagbeyin." So that is it. That is expected. He can't go anywhere, and it is a lesson for every human being on earth. You should avoid being ingrate, whatever happens thereafter. And he might have also calculated the cost of going through alternative channel to secure his interests. Nothing is free. He will surely pay something, and that something at the end of the day might be more than 35%.
Or more than what
his guy is expecting. So it's a simple thing. So he became the governor because his godfather, was interested in him. So now you can't know better than him. And you can be sincere, you can be prudent, you can love your people more than he does. However, there is protocol. Whatever sanity has come up to your brain now, you should tread softly. If really, let me put this, if truly Governor Fubara was concerned about his people's interests or welfare, what prevented him from using his security vote to cater for his people, for the people of Bayelsa, Rivers State? What prevented him from trying to say, okay, my salary, I don't collect it, let me use it for the interests of the Rivers State? But because, to some extent, I want to agree, I mean, that is my opinion, that he has an ulterior motive. He's a way of just trying to prevent his Oga from lording over him. But now it has been settled. Congratulations to the Rivers State and the governor and the godfather himself. So, they are in good time.
All right, finally, they are now in good time. Now straight to the world of Vanguard newspaper. On the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, Edun raises alarm over rising debt service burden, says debt servicing costs now outstrips foreign financial inflows. G24 cross-border payments too costly and also too slow, according to Femi Cardoso. It also says members face constrained fiscal space. That's coming from MASHA. Well, a lot of people are beginning to say the president, you know, too many foreign here, too many debt and all that. What is your own take on this?
Yeah, that's what Edun is saying. Is as the CBN governor, he knows better. But the fact remains that, yes, many people have been complaining about loan by the federal government, all this and that. They are right. But here, I think he was specific about the side payments, the problems that they encounter while trying to pay back loan and making more forest inflow into Nigeria. So I think federal government now should, through Edun, should try to ensure that they put in place strategies that would discourage accessing more loans. Then they should, by the issue of this, the fact that the paying loans cost more, so they should adopt more of digital platforms like Paystack. We are not advertising for them. Yes, more digital platform like and others who, because through that, there won't be much problem as is obtainable while using the traditional banks.
Okay.
Paying loans in dollars to to our borrowers can, usually it passes through 5-6 banks, and each bank deducts their service
own
charge.
service charges.
So by using digital platform, that will reduce cost and make things easier. Then at the same time, they should improve on how to grow our export products, and to boost manufacturing sector, so that this will bring more
Investors.
foreign currency into the country and reduce the burden.
All right, thank you for that insight. And finally, the Daily Trust newspaper, we have just 2 minutes to go, so I want your sense on this. On a very sad note, gunmen attack Kebbi communities, kill 35. Very, 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 very disheartening.
Yeah.
Especially in this season of Lent and Ramadan. What's your take on this incident, attacks and killing?
Yeah, the fact remains that some we still have the disgruntled individual in the country who are tormenting our sovereignty. But I believe that with the help of the deployment of recent military men from the United States and the readiness of Nigerian military, the way things are going, they will capture all of them. It's a matter of some time. So we'll get there. The security-wise, the country is improving.
All right, security-wise, the country is improving. That's coming from our analyst, Mr. Simon Fakeye. Once again, thank you for coming on the program today. Thank you so very much.
My pleasure.
All right, once again, congratulations to the entire management staff of the Federal University of Technology, Ilaro, led by our very own rector, Dr. Mukahil Aremu Akinde, FCA. Where it's a very huge milestone, as he is now the acting Vice Chancellor of the Federal University of Technology. And that'll be all on this program, the newspaper review and analysis. I remain Samuel Olaniyo. Thanks for watching. Do have a wonderful day. Bye for now.